this is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Trail into Reaction. What I'm looking at today is the official trailer for The East Palace, which is a new series premiering on Netflix in the United States from South Korea. And IMDb describes it as a king tasks a ghost slayer and a woman cursed to hear ghosts with uncovering a sinister presence plaguing the crown prince's palace, leading them into a dark realm. And so this is very much supernatural fantasy, which is typically interesting. It's worth mentioning though, as I said, this is a South Korean series, but the kingdom it takes place in is fictional. And that's worth mentioning because while it will have the physical trappings in terms of its production design and costume design and so on and so forth of a real period of time, more than likely. And I also assume that it's taking place in Japan. I don't know that for a fact, but I should say Korea, because the reason that there's a South Korea and a North Korea is tied up in American imperialist antics. And so it's a complex story. Though, as I said, it feels Japanese, at least in the visual presentation. In any case, let's look at the official trailer for The East Palace.
흉흉해. 짙은 원한이 사방으로 뻗었어. 궁에 귀신잡이 하나를 데려왔다. 귀신에도 여러 종류가 있는데 원귀는 원한을 품고 죽은 사람의 혼이고, 난 귀의 세계로 들어가 귀신들을 찾아가겠소. 한번 궁에 들어오면 죽어서야 나갈 수 있다는 말이 있다. 궁은 그런 곳이다. 죄를 지은 자는 언젠간 벌을 받는 법. 지체할 시간이 없어. 넌 누구냐?
Well, that was the official teaser trailer for The East House, and as I said, it seems to depict Japanese history, a fictional kingdom, but within the context of Japanese history. And it is certainly a very lush, attractive series based on this teaser. And it looks like something that anime nerds would just go bonkers for. But this is the problem Netflix has had for a while. They create so much content, and so much of it, I imagine, is barely noticed by people. Not based on quality of said content, mainly because there's just so much to choose from. And so I can easily see this series being lost in the shuffle, and that would be a pity because, as I said, it looks really good. Though what do you think? This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Trail into Reaction. If you agree, disagree, let me know down below. And as usual, consider a like, follow, or buy me a coffee. Peace.